Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another star-spangled edition of the Squared Circle Maniacs Pro Wrestling Podcast. What a night in professional wrestling we had last night. We're just coming off the greatest weekend of professional wrestling we've had all year. What do you say about that, Big Don Wayne? I know you've got a lot of things you want to talk about, a lot going down. The biggest thing is what I'm flabbergasted about is the rating situation. But we'll get
the ratings came out. Well, the ratings came out. We'll just real quick, we'll touch it here real quick because I know the chat loves to get that out of the way first. 588,000 people tuned in to watch AEW at Casa Bonita last night. What a fucking shit show. What an absolute shit show of a mess.
Horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. Coming off their biggest show of the year, their WrestleMania. A 6-hour extravaganza.
And they're going to England soon. Did you know that?
When are they going there?
Here the next month or so. And I got this little report about some conflicts of interest on their local TV stations over at England. I guess it's their version of ESPN. Looked into it today. It's called ITV. And this was ITV4. So I guess it's like their ESPN2. And they were supposed to show the All-In pay-per-view today for free. And within hours of showing it live for free, or, not live for free, but showing the replay for free, Amazon threw a fit and said, hey, what the hell is this now?
Right.
This wasn't part of the deal. We stream over there too. What's this all about? So Media Boy UK sent me this, and that sort of kicked off a shit show over in England with their one of their carriers over there. Not good. Not good at all, pal.
Not good at all.
So thank you for that story. That was pretty interesting, Media Boy. I was reading into that deeply today. You are having some problems with the lights, my friend. But Bottles, a lot has happened since we did the show Saturday, because we did the show Saturday to cover 3 shows, or, essentially. And now we're doing another one today to cover the other 3 shows. And the truth is, do you want to talk about it now? WWE's women's show? Because I had low expectations. And
we can talk about it now. Yeah, I loved it.
I was blown away.
I know you're not a big fan of women's wrestling outside of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, the occasional matches there. Yeah.
Most of it I'm not a fan of. WWE Evolution, right. It was days ago, so I don't want to get too far into it, but I was shocked at how good this pay-per-view, or how good this PLE was. The women really represented themselves well. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed the Becky versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria match.
Very
that
good
was
match.
Kind of shocked. It was shocking.
Right.
It was shocking that Lynch retained, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Couldn't believe it. Great match. All she's doing right now, and Bayley too, God bless her, is they're giving the love to Lyra. They're elevating Lyra Valkyria. Every time you see her in a match with these two, you're thinking, man, she's just as good as they are. A little shaky on the microphone, but just as good as they are.
And yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you very much.
There you go.
I was shocked, though, at how good this was. That was a good match. Casey Jane versus Jordan Grace. This was the shocker of the night for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jordan Grace's new heel or new face friend from AEW turned on her. She's already, which, by the way, I enjoy her in a heel role better myself personally.
I sort of thought something was going to happen, because when he had that Battle Royal later on in the show, she was not listed for the Battle Royal, Blake Monroe. When they announced who was going to be in that ahead of time, she was not listed. I found that a little, speculative. Didn't know where that was going to go. And now we do know. She turned right away on Jordan Grace. I mean, that was quick.
Real quick.
She showed her true colors real quick. Yeah.
And sorry if I'm saying her name wrong, but I don't watch NXT every week, so forgive me on that.
Right.
Gonzo versus the Kabuki Warriors versus Flair and Bliss. By the way, Flair and Bliss walking to the ring, that's some funny shit. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That makes me laugh. They're screwing with us. They're screwing with each other the whole way down. It made me laugh. I enjoyed this. Way to go, ladies. You put on a hell of a show, and Gonzo and her friend retained. Again, I thought it was a good quality match.
And people hate Charlotte Flair, but what about that hot tag? What about the hot tag in that match? They went crazy for her.
Like I said, I don't want to go down this line by line and cover everything. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. It sort of felt like this was Trish Stratus's "I'm going home" moment, didn't it? It really felt like that at
Buddy,
the end. She waved
another
and left.
year, 2 years, if they offer her a nice check, she'll come back. She's like a Goldberg. She'll just keep coming back.
Well, she hasn't said she's retiring yet, so that sort of leaves it open. You know what I mean?
Right. I thought that, look, if I never see Trish Stratus wrestle again, I'll be able to sleep at night. I'll just put it to you that way.
Right.
She's, as far as I'm concerned, she's a shadow of her former self. But then again,
I didn't
she was a
mind. I
pioneer.
didn't mind
She
it.
was a pioneer for women's wrestling in the
Yes.
early 2000s and the Attitude Era.
Jade Cargill versus Naomi. They beat the shit out of each other. What else can I say? They went through some furniture. They beat each other. This match had what it needed to have to hide a lot of the deficiencies that are Jade Cargill's skill set. I thought they did a good job hiding that. She beat Naomi, which pissed off a lot of people, which I was like, why would she not beat Naomi? This is getting her over. This is their huge push right now. So I enjoyed it for what it was. And then, of course, the Battle Royal. This was a fun spot. Stephanie back here wins. She
won.
Back here's hot, dude. She's red hot. She's red hot.
Red hot.
Red
hot. She can't speak that well. The promos aren't that good naturally, but the fans love her. They love her in-ring acumen. So God bless her. She's doing great. I thought for sure Nikki Bella might sneak out a win there.
I thought she might too.
Yeah. And then you've got the main event.
Yeah.
Lauded by many as one of the greatest women's matches of the last 5 years.
It was very good. There's nothing negative you could say about this match. They carried this show. They went home strong. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. And I called it. I said, I just got a feeling Naomi's going to cash in on this shit and leave SmackDown. And that's what happened. And I enjoyed it. She's the new champion. They're heading into SummerSlam. We're going to talk about Raw's coverage here in a little bit, but I just want to cover that real quick because that's what was going on this week. The women stole the weekend. I didn't think Saturday night's main event was horrible. Some people thought it was just mid. Like I said, it was just there to entertain you. I don't know what
Bill
you're
Goldberg
looking for.
thought it was horrible.
We're going to talk about that now.
Let's talk about that guy now.
Bill Goldberg goes on the radio this week bitching about how his time got cut short, bitching about how his last match went down and how it didn't go the way he wanted and blasey. There is a theme here. No wonder Bill Goldberg and Bret Hart are such mortal enemies. They have the same personality, which is Sir Bitch-a-Lot. The same guy, different body. Both of them have been complaining about everything they've been involved with in wrestling since they left the business full time. Both of them has. Billy, you got a send off. Be happy they gave you a send off because you didn't look strong headed to the ring, pal. That knee looked like it was on its last ligament, just ready to pop at any moment. And then he goes on the show this week and he says, I'm not sure that's my last match next. I'm not sure that's my last match.
He knows he's got a money mark in Georgia. I mean, not Georgia. He's got a money mark in Jacksonville who will bring Goldberg in for $5 million to do 2 matches. Guarantee he will. Guarantee it. Just to shit on WWE. To say, hey, we got Bill Goldberg's really his last match. Ric Flair and Bill Goldberg as a tag team in their last matches. Versus who? Who could?
The Bucks.
Rick Steiner and Scott
Bucks.
Steiner. The
Bucks.
Of course.
Bill
Bill Goldberg even said that they wanted to sign Gage, my son, to the Next in Line program. And I saw the amount of money they were going to offer him. And I said, nah. You don't get signed to the Next in Line program and make the same money that Roman Reigns is making. Or even Otis is making on the main roster. You're not getting $250,000 to sign the Next in Line program. The salaries down at NXT go anywhere from $50,000 to $80,000. That's what people who start down at NXT make. So, Bill, you got to get with the times, pal. They're not going to throw a multi-million-dollar contract at your son who's never wrestled a lick in his life. So let him sign with the Atlanta Falcons, whoever the hell he's going to sign with, a collegiate team. Who gives a shit? He's keep on doing
Colorado.
that. You're never happy, Bill. You're never happy. You ought to be, thank God you had the career you had, and they cared enough to put you on national television in prime time, not on a cable channel. They put you on a streaming service and also an NBC network. And you won the night with the ratings. And your whole send-off is on the WWE YouTube channel. You can find it there.
Right. And it's not,
You
look,
could watch.
shit happens, man. It's a live
Right.
television show. Shit happens. Their match went long, right? Like their match went long. They had to cut it out at the end. You can still see it. Anybody who is a huge fan of yours is going to go find it. It's not like they're not going to go looking for it. But this guy, man, I swear. And I like Billy. Billy seems like a fun guy, but he is not. Clearly not a fun guy.
That prick, when he got that first shot from Gunther, he smiled and didn't even flinch. He just looked at the crowd and smirked and laughed. If that was my gimmick, to give these guys these devastating chops, and he didn't sell the first one, that he would have got, oh my God, I would have hit him with all my force. Juan Alarcon with a 10 spot. Let's be honest about Goldberg. It should have been built up better, and it's unfortunate that his speech got cut off, but he's lucky he got a farewell match. He's not a WWE guy. He's not a Taker or Cena. Juan, thanks for the 10 spot, and thanks for supporting the channel. Please give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and hit the little notification bell down below, the little ring-a-ling, or the ding-a-ling, as we like to call it around here. Juan, you're correct about that. He really couldn't build up the match because he was wrecked from the waist down, leg-wise.
Yes.
Not like he could do pull-apart brawls or anything like that with Gunther, or come in and do angles, even do a warm-up match so people could see if he could still go. He couldn't even do that. It took him 2-3 months to actually look like Bill Goldberg again. Like I told you, Don, I've seen a video someone took with a cell phone and they put it on Twitter, and it wasn't even an account that I follow, where they ran into Goldberg at a convenience store. And I think he was buying a 6-pack of beer and whatever. And aren't you Bill
Pork
Goldberg?
rinds.
He turned around. What? What's that?
Pork rinds.
Pork rinds. And a 6-pack of Miller Lite, a 6-pack of real American beer, and pork rinds, and a pack of Camels. And he turned around, looked at the guy, and started talking to him. And his arms were a normal human's arms. His legs were skinny. His arms were thin. I had to do a double take if it was Bill Goldberg, but he had the voice. He had the voice, the Goldberg voice. And he gave
Juan's right, though. Juan's 100% right. He was never right. He was never a WWE guy. He
was a WCW guy.
Once he lost all that momentum in WCW after he lost, he never got it back. It was never the same with Goldberg again.
No,
the entire run was over once that loss happened to him. Once they cattle prodded his ass, that was the end.
Exactly. And then when he came to WWE, Vince never got the gimmick. He never got the Goldberg gimmick. He was teaming with Goldust. He was teaming with Goldust, who put a wig on his head in a backstage skit. So he never got his props in WWE. And, it's what is with the sour grapes with this guy, man?
Well, the thing is, though, is his second run of the WWE was much better when he actually won the championship, because they put him in these 5 to 8 minute matches so they didn't have to go long and they could just beat the shit out of each other, he and Brock Lesnar. And it got to the point quickly. It didn't need to be a long, drawn out match. It was be physical, be fast paced, and be done in about 5 to 8 minutes. That's what he works in. That's his best match setting. If you want him to go out there and put on a clinic with Gunther for 10 to 15 minutes, you're not getting that, which is why they laid on the ground a good portion of this, because he just doesn't have it anymore.
No, and Gunther is an actual magician. He's a wrestling magician. For him to actually go ahead and try to get a great match out of Goldberg. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. He had limitations. He was working with a limited opponent. But Gunther pulled off a great match with Goldberg. What else could you do?
I know what we could do.
What's that?
We could talk about TNA Slamversary. This is getting some momentum. There are over 4,400 tickets distributed right now. I want you to hear me out now.
You're talking about TNA? Good Lord Almighty.
And I'm not talking about tits and ass, folks. I'm talking about the wrestling company. This isn't like some stripper pole showdown. This is really happening.
I remember this, and this will live in infamy now.
Wait, listen. 4,400 tickets distributed. Their entire floor section is sold out. There's no more seats on the floor left. It gets better for TNA. They say they are projecting this to be the highest attended wrestling program in the United States that they've ever had. That's big news, considering they're not on a mainstream network anymore.
Right. That TNA's ever had. Yes. So, to all the TNA watchers in the chat, where can I actually go to watch TNA if I don't have Access TV? Is it streaming? Are the current shows streaming? Meaning is like tonight's show from Access TV streaming on an app somewhere that I can watch it, or another on a streaming service somehow. I download the TNA app, and I'm watching shows from 5 years ago on the TNA app. They don't have anything current on there; it's all locked. So
I'm
just curious
thinking I'm gonna
about
try to find this Slamversary. I think I might be watching this, and I can't believe I said that.
What's the main event? It's Joe Hendry. It's Joe Hendry, Mike Santana, and
I
Trick
think
Williams.
It's a 3-way. Yeah,
Trick Williams. Yeah, those three guys.
There's also a rumor, by the way. Thank you very much, Juan. We really appreciate you, brother. There is also a rumor that one AJ Styles is going to make an appearance on this show. That's been floating around for a while. I don't know if it's going to be true or not. I know he was a mainstay at TNA that really got them up and running. He gained a huge following because of TNA. I watched TNA back in the mid-2000s, I guess, I don't know, maybe 2012 when it was really doing. I bailed when it became aces and eights. I was like, this shit's getting too stupid now. I got to get the fuck out of here. I can't do this. This is getting dumb.
Yeah, they want to do like a Sons of Anarchy kind of thing going on there.
I was like, okay, I got to get the hell out of here. We're getting way too weird now. You're weirding me out, pal. You're getting too fruity over there. Can't do this.
Yes.
I hope AJ appears. Maybe it's just me.
I hope so too.
There's also some big Seth Rollins news this week. Big. Seth Rollins. I don't know if you ladies and gentlemen know this, but thank you again for joining us this evening. Seth Rollins flew out to LA from Atlanta, supposedly with a bad knee, supposedly with a bad wheel, to host the Rich Eisen show this week on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. To host it or to be on the show?
To host, he hosted it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy, man. What is he doing there? This sort of caught me off guard because I've hurt myself especially when I was in the service, right? When I was in the service, I always had to sprain this, broken that, something was always jacked up. But I can remember having to fly to California from North Carolina, and I had a sprained ankle, and that bitch swelled up to the size of a grapefruit. I couldn't walk on it for 3 days. I cannot imagine his knee is as bad a shape right now as they're saying, if he's going to get on a plane and fly like that in that atmosphere. This is sort of starting to feel real fuzzy to me, Bottles. The other part of this is there's another report coming out that he injured his knee before the show, and this was all figured into the show before it went live, that they were going to have this injury angle during the show.
And there's also another theory floating around out there that he's not injured at all. This is all smoke and mirrors for a big angle that's going to take place at SummerSlam. Because we'll talk about that at Raw.
Yes, we will.
We do the Raw review.
Because he told a certain person that he would never be champion while he was in this company.
Yes, he did.
So we'll see.
We'll see what happens. Didn't he also say, Don, he was hobbling around backstage at Evolution on crutches? Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but generally when these guys get hurt, they're headed down to Alabama, that Dr. Andrews Hospital down there where they get all their surgeries for, like, where Liv went for her separated shoulder and all that. They're right away. They're fast track right to getting checked out. But this guy is going to Evolution. He's flying to L.A., the host of Rich Eisen show, which could have been postponed. He's doing this. He's doing that. Probably right now he's buying a Land Rover in some car dealership with his crutches. Who the hell knows what he's doing? He's standing in line at the movie theater to see Superman. Who the hell knows what he's doing? But I don't think he's hurt at all.
I know he wasn't. You don't think he's hurt at all now?
I don't think he's hurt at all. I think this is a big angle. This is another one of the Triple H. I'm thumbing my nose at the dirt sheets angle. If it is an angle, they're working it brilliantly. Because just 4 days ago, everybody was believing this was serious, and he was seriously out, and everything was wrong, and everything was changing, and they flipped Saturday night's main event upside down. That's what they said 4 days ago. 4 days later, it's like, I don't know about this now. I think we all just got played.
Dirt sheets don't know shit. It's very obvious when it comes to WWE now. They really don't know a damn thing anymore about what's going on inside that company. The walls are up, the protective shields are up, and nobody knows dick about shit.
What they will, nobody knows dick about shit. What they do is they float out the bad info to certain people that may have allegiances to the dirt sheet CEOs, such as, just drop his name, Dijak. They gave him bad info one day about what was going to be the main event of some pay-per-view and what was happening backstage, and it got floated out on Fightful. And that's how Dijak got his contract not renewed. They said, Dijak. So that's what happens there.
I'm curious where this goes.
The only thing you would know from the dirt sheets nowadays is if there's something good happening in AEW, because they've got the hotline. That's it. If there's something bad happening in AEW, nothing bad.
Everything's fine.
Good.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great.
There's also a report on Fatu coming out that he is about to be Jacob Fatu is about to be major league elevated, but it's going to be in his profile, not just on screen, but they're going to give him promotional and public appearances left and right is what they're saying. They really want to start pushing this guy. They want to push him heading into SummerSlam and push him coming out of that. We've been saying it for a while. Jacob Fatu is that guy. He's on his way, well on his way. There's nothing I could say that you don't believe as well. He's on his way to becoming the next big star. He and Braun Breaker are going to be those guys.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Even Bronson Reed is showing something. Bronson Reed's even he's showing me a little something in his persona and his he's I don't know if he's taking charisma lessons or not, but he's showing more facial expressions, talking more in the ring. The guy's not bad. Bronson Reed's coming into his own.
I'm enjoying the faction. People said they didn't like it. I like it. Did you notice, by the way? Because let's talk about Raw now. Raw kicked off. And I want to talk about the Paul Heyman segment first, right away. Paul Heyman was still holding that briefcase like it was his baby. He had his arms around it. He was loving on it. That briefcase is staying front and center. It ain't going nowhere, and they will let you know that on Monday night. Little subtle hints, man. The storyline, and I said coming into this Raw, they're going to have to build this quick because they only had 3 Mondays to get to SummerSlam. So it's going to have to be fast-paced, lots of action, and lots of intense rivalries heading into this. And Naomi came out and had a hell of a promo. Some of the things she said, y'all were feeling the glow, but y'all feeling me now, aren't you? That kind of got my attention. I was like, oh, shit, that's funny. Y'all weren't feeling me, but now you are. And then Rhea Ripley came out. And she was pissed. She said, I had her beat. And then Io Sky came out and said, I'm pissed I had you beat. So now we're getting a 3-way at SummerSlam. I thought this was a great segment. I don't mind this. I don't know where it's going to go. But I do agree that if they're not going to give it to Rhea, they need to push her in a different way to start helping other girls get elevated on this show.
Right. They need to move her. They need to move her into a different direction. They need to pair her up with somebody to go after those tag titles that the 2 girls in Judgment Day are holding. That's what they need.
That would be a good start. Maybe it's going to be Liv. Maybe it's Liv when she comes back.
That could be what they're waiting for. That could exactly be what they're waiting for.
I enjoyed it. The other part about this, Kabuki Warriors versus Judgment Day, I didn't hate it, but I'm not going to go into a line-by-line breakdown of this thing.
Well, Kairi Sane wrestled Don and no one got hurt.
Breaking news.
Yes. No one got hurt.
Bayley and Lyra Valkyria had a 2 out of 3 falls. I didn't think this was bad. I thought it was very entertaining. Lyra Valkyria beat her. I thought this was good. Bayley's falling out of everything she wears. That poor woman is falling out of everything she wears. Her frontal protuberances are just falling out everywhere.
Bad for her, good for us.
Yes. Nikki Bella versus Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. Bella defeats Green. I get it, but I didn't like it. Gunther's promo.
I thought it was great.
He said, I don't get your issue because I'm in a great mood today, he told the fans. Loved everything about it. He said, I ended the myth of Bill Goldberg. Dude, what a heel, man. What an absolute heel.
Right.
I ended the myth that is Bill Goldberg. There's only one question for you right now. Who's next? What an ass.
I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. He shit all over Goldberg, which was great.
Always
just a few words. Yes.
And then Braun Breaker comes out and he tells them, I'm going to break your ass at SummerSlam. And then they immediately get into the number one contenders gauntlet match that Mr. CM Punk won.
I like the fact, back up for 1 second. I like the fact that Gunther, when they came in, they were talking. I get Gunther, in not so many words, says, okay, Paul, that's great. I'm a little tired of your craziness right now. I'm going to leave. He just started to stroll out of the ring. Remember that?
Yes.
He was just going to leave. And then Breaker got in front of him. So
I enjoyed this match. Braun Breaker, somebody tried to tell me the other day they didn't think he was ready for the prime spot. Oh, he's ready.
He's ready.
He's ready. I mean, come on, man. He can deliver a promo. He's got the look. He's got it all. There's nothing this guy cannot do in that ring as far as I'm concerned. And his microphone work gets stronger and stronger every week. I like where this is going. CM Punk won, which sets up CM Punk versus Gunther, which will probably be night one, I would imagine, at SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to this match. I can't wait. Here. Because some weird shit's going to happen at the end of this thing. It's not just going to end with a pin 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Seth Rollins is coming one way or another, and I'm convinced of that now as the day is long in the middle of the summer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know it's going to happen. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
We've got 2 big matches already announced, and I think they're both going to be on night one, so I'm looking forward to this. I enjoyed this show. I don't want to care if you didn't enjoy it. I did. I thought it was fine for what it was. A lot of women's matches. All the people bitching about, I need to give the girls more time because I need to see them more often. You got it all this weekend. You got them from Sunday through Monday. They didn't have a men's match until like an hour into the show or some crazy shit. You got all you wanted in the women's wrestling. So shut your face.
Raw was just the right length this week, I think, because without commercials, it was an hour and 55 minutes long without commercials.
Nailed it.
It was perfect.
And I will be watching SmackDown tomorrow night because now that it's been reduced to 2 hours, it's an edible show, if you will. I start at 30 minutes late. I fast forward the commercials. And when it's finishing on the go home cues with about 5 minutes to go, that's usually when I've run through all the commercials, taken all my piss drinks, and refilled my adult beverages. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
By the way, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notifications button, the ring-a-ling on the ding-a-ling. The super chat is open if you got a question, comment, or you want to shit on AEW because it's fucking up next. Go ahead, Bob.
I don't think SmackDown's emanating from the medieval times castle this week, is it?
I can't wait. Oh, I hope so. You say it was a medieval castle. I say it was Casa Bonita. That's where I think they were at. As of from South Park.
I saw a little fat boy in a one-piece swimsuit with a wool cap running by with a towel. And he was eating chicken.
Did you see the dork with the shirt that said CM Punk isn't cool anymore? His t-shirt was tucked in behind his belt, and that was the only part it was tucked in at. You absolute neckbeard cringe guy.
Was that a photoshopped t-shirt? Nope. Did someone put those words over top of that shirt? Because I didn't see any wrinkles in the letters. Okay. All right.
Are you ready to talk about AEW? Because I don't know that I am.
Do we have to? Can
yes.
We just go over this?
We're going to talk about it, baby.
Are they ever going to get these backstage segment sound issues taken care of?
I don't know. We're going to get into that.
It was horrible last night, too. But go ahead. Let's open it up. Let's start it up. Live from the VFW Hall. What?
They had
1,100 people?
Hold on. They had between 22 and 25,000 people at that show on Saturday. They had a huge show. Huge show, right? That's their WrestleMania. That's what it is.
Right.
I'm not saying, and this has been a talk of the town all day. Raj got into it with a bunch of neckbeards online today. I got into it with a bunch of these losers. Why would you put this show, your aftermath show from your Mania, in front of a crowd of 1,100 people? I'm not saying go sit in front of 15,000 or rent that kind of a building out. But surely there's a place in Chicago, Illinois that holds 5,000 to 7,000 people that you could have had this show at, that you could have presented this in front of them. And I think you would have done well on ticket sales as well, coming off of that pay-per-view. Instead, the marketing genius and the business mastermind that is Tony Khan said, no, we're going to go to Casa Bonita and I'm going to give out 1,100 tickets and we're going to be here for the next 3 weeks. And I'm going to give you 6 shows from this shithole. This doesn't make it's a good looking building. Don't get me wrong, but I would expect some shit like this if I was watching New Japan Pro Wrestling on a Freeview. What the hell were they thinking here, Bottles? This is a bad business strategy.
Are you talking about the venue or are you talking about the matches that were presented?
The actual venue.
Yes. I guess they thought that in Chicago they wouldn't draw anything. They wouldn't draw 2,000 people. They wouldn't draw 4,000 people in Chicago. They did when they had another guy there. They used to draw 12,000, 15,000 people when they appeared in Chicago. When they had another guy there.
They had some guy named CM Punk, I think.
Yes. Philip J. Brooks. That guy. So,
but I hear he's not worth anything anymore. Like he's a nobody.
No, he's just headlining SummerSlam. That's all.
That's
for the other company, but that's okay. That's okay. He's hard to work with.
He was only in the feud of the year last year. That's all. Match of the year last year. That's all.
Right. But
Tony,
I don't know whether they book these arenas. They book these things like 6 months in advance. So back then they were of the mindset, well, we'll just book smaller venues and we'll hope we could draw people. We gotta switch to smaller venues, and that's what the mindset was 6 months ago. And coming off, there's no play. Oh, we're coming off of All In with 25,000 people. So maybe we should have booked a larger place after All In. Who knows? What the only magic formula that AEW has right now is to fire the booker, get a new booker, and the booker's Tony Khan. He can't be fired. So it is what it is right now. It is what it is.
I want to talk about this.
Once he's out of booking, the ratings will go up.
Well, it's not just the booking. It's the marketing strategy. I don't give a shit if you booked this a year ago. This was coming off of your major pay-per-view where you were having an area where that would hold 40,000 people. You should have planned bigger to say, we can at least get 5,000 into a building, I would hope, if we do this somewhat right. And I believe they could have. But that's not their goal. I don't know what their goal is right now as far as fan growth. Do they have a strategy for fan growth? Or do they just throw shit at the wall like a monkey and see what sticks?
And the wall is Twitter. That's what they do. They throw those matches out there. It used to be, Don, you never knew what was coming up on Dynamite or Collision until that day, that afternoon. But now they're putting the matches out there days in advance.
When I saw the matches they announced for this week, the women's 4-way for $100,000, the men's 6-man tag, the men's 8-man tag. I said, you got to be shitting me, dude. You have done this every week for the past 2 months. You're not doing anything. Everybody said, oh yeah, they're good now. They're changing direction. They didn't do shit. They stayed the course.
Right.
They ran the ship ashore and said, fuck it, do it again. Keep running into that goddamn barrier reef. We'll get through.
They drifted off the road and hit a utility pole. As usual. It's just unbelievable. They got a new champ. And what do? They put him in a shitty 6-man tag match with the
same guy he just faced.
Same guy just beat. And he pinned Castagnoli. He pinned Claudio Canoli instead of pinning Moxley again. They finally put a period at the end of the sentence. We're done. That's it. We are done. That's what should have happened. Moxley should have got pinned again.
Yeah,
Powerhouse Hobbs.
To put a bow on it, if you will. Put a little bow on it.
And it was an ad hoc team. It was Powerhouse Hobbs and Mark Briscoe and Hangman Page. 3 guys one guy doesn't have a faction. 2 guys were in different factions. And they just put them together. That's Tony's booking. Let's just slap shit together. And we'll throw a star in the middle of it. We'll see what happens.
And I hate to talk about this match right out the gate, but I'm gonna because I didn't watch this bullshit until the last 2 minutes of it. They came out and I said, it's gonna run long and I guarantee you it's gonna go to 10:15. It came on at like 9:55. I said, I'll turn back over at 10:12 and see what happened. And honest to God, exactly what I thought was gonna happen happened. Just garbage.
Right. Just garbage. Mark K with $5. Thank you, Mark. Honest question. Does TK think that real wrestling fans want to watch a match where the winner wins fictional money? Make it make sense. He's got no other reason. He's got no stories. He's got no other reason to craft a match with anybody if they don't have a personal issue or anything like this. I mean,
it's very weird, and I'll say this, it's very weird because it's very 70s and 80s-ish gimmicks, right? They stopped doing this shit in the 90s because they're like, all right, everybody knows they're getting paid now. There's not real money. We're going to stop that because it's just too over the top now because you know, the secret sauce is sort of getting out. We're going to get away from this and make it a little bit less out there, man. That shit, no, this is horrible. This is bad booking 101. Right. You're bringing back gimmicks that have no business in today's modern product, Mark. You're exactly right.
Kids, back in the day, in the 70s and the 80s, wrestlers used to wrestle for what was kept at ringside, sometimes by the announcers.
A bag of money.
A burlap bag full of banded together bills. And at one match, it was Andre the Giant and Big John Studd.
Big John Studd. Body slam.
The body slam contest. And Andre won. He was throwing the money to the crowd. And Heenan ran in and tried to grab the bag away from Andre. So
he did get it. He got it.
He did get it. Okay. That's the kind of matches that, you know, for hundreds of thousands of dollars nowadays. Back then it was like 10 grand or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a 10 grand battle royal or a 10 grand body slam challenge, things of that nature. 100 grand. What are we doing here?
Big money back then, but 100 grand? Come on now. That's John Silver's salary. 100 grand. Jesus Christ almighty.
Thank you, Mark, very much. We appreciate the super chat. Tony Schiavone is bringing out Hangman Adam Page to start this thing. I don't want you to do the voice. I don't want you to do the voice because it was so audibly awful last night. Tony Schiavone sounded like a cat got a hold of his nuts and he hadn't recovered yet. His voice was gone. It was gone. He had cat scratch fever on his testicles, man.
He is just even the toupee was trying to run away from his body.
Dude,
that toupee is horrible.
And I guess my whole thing is, why is Tony Schiavone in the ring calling them down? If all he's going to do is hand them the microphone and leave, shouldn't the announcer do that? That's his job, isn't it? Not Tony's. Tony's supposed to be the play-by-play guy.
The ring announcer could just say, and now,
yes,
the new champion. I'm holding a microphone while I'm talking into a microphone.
While you're talking
the new heavyweight champion of AEW, Hangman Adam Page, and you know that's what what's the guy's name? The ring announcer, Justin what? Justin Bieber, Justin what?
Bieber, yeah,
Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber. He could have called him down, and they could have handed Hangman a microphone. He could have done his whole spiel, and you deserve it.
That's not what we got. What we got was cowboy shit first because I wrote it down. That's how it went. They started chanting cowboy shit. Then they started chanting you deserve it. And then it happened. The biggest pussy fest I've ever seen from a new champion. Because I didn't see Steve Austin coming out and doing this kind of shit when he won his title.
The crybaby bullshit.
Coming out and doing this. I didn't see Ric Flair doing it. Yes.
Right.
The crowd
He's a tough guy cowboy.
Like you said. The crowd starts chanting, you deserve it, like you said. And he says, no, that's furthest from the truth. You deserve it. You guys, it was a big hug fest. This is like the 15th one they've had in 3 months. Everybody's got to have a hug fest to make AEW fans feel better about a shitty product. And I'm getting tired of this nonsense. It's FTR. It's all of them all the time. And now Adam Page is falling into this where it's such a great show. We want it to be something different. And I can't tell you guys how much this means. The guy had tears welling up in his eyes. Are you shitting me right now?
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Exactly. I said another rah-rah moment. You gotta be shitting me, man. We're doing it again?
That's because Bald and Gun FTR weren't there to do it. That's why. So he had to do it.
I wrote this down. Come on, man. Dude, he's not stopping the fan love fest. This thing went on for 10 minutes. He was just, you guys are the best. And then he says, now he's thanking the wrestlers. He started thanking the wrestlers.
He thanked Orange Cassidy, who wasn't even there.
know what he was doing, man. I don't understand this.
You know, if you were turning the channel, oh, AEW Wrestling's on. Let's give this a shot. I think I watched it one time a year or two ago. Let's put this on. And you're sitting here watching this, and you don't know who the guy is, and he looks like a slow-witted dullard who chews the lead paint off the windowsill when he was a kid, and he's talking about how great the fans are and this and that. We had the greatest show ever. So many people came to see us, blah, blah, blah. And they're in a goddamn medieval times. They're in a VFW hall is what they're in. It looks so low rent, and he looks like a slow-witted idiot. And you deserve it. You deserve it. All that bullshit. We deserve it. He goes, no, I don't deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah, it's just awful.
We deserve it. They're chanting, we deserve it.
Yes.
We deserve it. Why don't you just go to the front row and pick a random fan and pee in their mouth? Why don't you just do that, Hangman Page? Just do that.
There's Denisha. I see you, girl.
You're going to watch.
Sorry,
you tune
Denisha,
in.
when I was worried about her.
You tune in and you watch this shit and you want to see a wrestling match. You want to see something, not this guy talking for 15, 20 minutes.
You're right.
Come on now. About how great AEW is.
The other part about this that cracked me up, and you're going to get a kick out of this because I don't know if you noticed this. The absolute neckbeards of the neckbeards are like, did you guys notice he had on the same jacket that he had the first time he won the belt? That's so cool. Shut up, nerd. Shut up.
They're really saying that?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yes. Anyway, I'm done with that opening segment because it was 10 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
It was. That's what I thought about that. I fell asleep. He called me up. I wouldn't know if I actually watched the show. I said, buddy, I couldn't get past the Hangman Page promo. I was dozing off. It was so horrible. Let's see some action. You're tuning into an action show where you expect guys fighting, a combat show. And this guy's talking, he's all he needed was a cross behind him. He could have been a reverend. He could have been a preacher. Good Lord Almighty. I guess he thought he was in a small church.
He was talking about feelings. Nothing more than feelings. Tiny little love hearts in your chest. I'm watching neckbeards get molested. Maddie up in here. There it is. Adam Golden Shower
Page.
This is it just got bad. And then we got a recap of All In. I said, okay, that's fine.
Why
and they
not?
start showing the stats. I said, whatever. They had a stat on the amount of pyro they shot off. They literally bragged about the number of fireworks they set off. It was the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Unbelievable.
Thank you, Maddie. We appreciate the super chat. Glad you could.
When all that came up on my screen, I fast forwarded through it.
No, I couldn't stop. I said, this bitch just put up his south of the border receipt for real. He just bragged about it. You gotta be shitting me.
It's unbelievable.
Oh.
It's just I can't stand it. I just can't stand it.
The next part, we get Kyle Fletcher versus Mascara Dora the Explorer. And I said, oh God, this is going to be too much.
Dora the Explorer. I think you may have that cross-pollinated with another show. I'm not sure.
I don't even know what this lady's name is. I just know Mascara came out. That's a guy named Mascara?
Mascara Dorada.
No, I read it. It was Mascara Dora the Explorer. I read it today.
There you go. That's perfect.
And I wrote down Mascara is getting in way too much offense on Kyle Fletcher. If he's supposed to be the next guy in this company, why is he selling for this moron? Why is he letting Dora get all these moves in? Like, this didn't make any sense to me at all. Why is it that they let these underneath guys, people that you'll never remember or never see again, get in all this offense on what's supposed to be their big stars? I'm watching Dora kick the shit out of Kyle Fletcher.
How many times have we watched guys like AR Fox kick the shit out of a bunch of people and wind up losing them every match that he's in? He loses every single match. AR Fox. Oh, he's a great wrestler. He trained a lot of people. Horse shit. If he was a great wrestler, he'd be signed to like a big company. Now he's just signed to AEW. That's the biggest company. The second biggest company. He's a jobber for AEW. He's the Barry Horowitz, who was a great wrestler.
He is.
He's the Barry Horowitz of AEW. Just like Mascara Dorada. Shouldn't be doing all these, like you said, all these flashy moves on a guy that's the proto-star. Only thing I can think of, Don, is the proto-star is in the doghouse for being not taking proper care of his opponents. That's what I think. But go ahead.
Let me ask you something. How stupid is the name Proto-Star? Because that's got to be the dumbest name I've ever heard in wrestling.
It's a star before it's a fully formed star, a proto-star. Let's make up words.
I'd have called him the Supernova. Let's just go full on space trajectory nonsense. There's no such thing as a proto-star. What are we doing here?
Kyle, the Fireball Fletcher.
Yeah, anything.
That sounds better than a proto-star.
Here come. It sounds like it's a guy that's on a watch list, and not for a good reason. He can't be within 100 yards of an elementary school.
I'm doing my rounds, and
Exactly.
Dr. Cheeks. Kyle Dr. Cheeks Fletcher. That's what they should call him. Kyle Flusher. He's flushing his career down the toilet.
It's almost like I heard him in The Big Lebowski. Don't go near that guy. He's a proto-star. Oh, no shit. 8-year-olds, dude.
There you go.
I just don't get the name, man. I don't get the name.
We could shit on Kyle Fletcher all we want to, but if he got signed by WWE, I think
he'd get reworked.
He'd get reworked, and he would be. They would find his strengths. They would find his flaws. And that's a flaw of yours. Don't do that. We're going to do this instead. Okay, that's great. So we'll give kudos to him if he gets trained properly.
No, I said I like the guy. He's got something there, but this shit ain't it. They're leading the horse down the path that they shouldn't be going down. And he's going because the carrot's dangled.
You got to watch that dangling carrot, pal.
Well, he is a pro.
Don't trip over that.
Hello, Frisco. Hello, Frisco.
I double clutched it. Look at that.
At the end of the match, he wins, of course.
Of course he does.
And then he begins screaming and spitting and drooling all over the ring in the middle of this thing.
He turned into the boogeyman all of a sudden.
It was insane. He's got spit. I don't think he didn't mean to do it. He's spitting and drooling everywhere. It's just falling out of his mouth. I'm coming to get you, Dustin Rhodes. It's like, good.
He'll wind up losing to Dustin Rhodes. That's what will wind up happening. They're going to make an example out of him. He's going to lose to Dustin Rhodes. They already made an example out of him. He lost that match for the TBS championship.
Right.
I mean, the TNT championship because he hurt Adam Cole. So.
Right.
And not a lot of people backstage are too fond of that fact that he hurt Adam Cole. I'm just throwing that out there. That's what I've heard.
That was said after immediately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was said earlier. That was not our words. It was like, this is what's going on backstage. They're not happy. They think you hurt him. It was a dangerous spot for a guy that they knew. So just saying.
Right.
Just saying. Renee Baguette is with the Bucks. And what is probably the worst segment they've ever done, and that's saying something, because they do some really shitty segments. They're walking in, and this is where it just gets horrible. There's some random dude crossing out the EVP part of their dressing room. He's not moving them to a lesser, like, closet of a dressing room. No, we're going to let you keep the EVP dressing room. I'm just going to mark your name out and just put Nick and Matt up there. And the dude's like laughing because he clearly thinks this is a funny segment.
Right.
This was the corniest shit ever. And then Ping Pong magically appears out of nowhere and does his ha-ha and just leaves.
Who thinks this is a good idea to get sympathy for the Young Bucks? No one gives a shit about this. No one gives a shit about the fact that they lost their EVP status. No one does.
Well, you heard the latest rumor.
Uh-oh.
They let them take away their EVP titles in the match.
Real life?
Because they're looking to go to WWE and have their Mania moment.
I saw that on Twitter. Who posted that? Who put that out there?
I don't know, but it's got to be the dumbest thing I've ever read. They're not going to WWE. There's no place for them in WWE.
It's amazing that you can jump up, turn the camera off, jump up, adjust your bag, pull your T-shirt back down, pull your boxers back up, and jump back down real quick like that and turn the camera on, all in one smooth motion. You're a graceful man.
I try. Nothing about this was good. And then Don Callis shows up, and they hug. He's like, you guys want to work with me. And they hug and scene. This was every bit of horrible and then some. It sucked from start to finish. Who's leading this shit show, man? They can't look. I have said it now for weeks. The Bucks on camera are kryptonite to Superman. They have got no camera presence. They have there's no charisma bottles. None.
There's something there with them. They're beloved by a small subset of the fan base. They are. But it's all about their past accolades. Things they've done when they were 10 years younger men. Not what they're doing now. Okay? Now they've got go-away heat with just about everyone out there.
Jeff Jarrett circa 1998.
Yeah. And no one, they could do an angle where the Young Bucks' father was beaten up in a parking lot and beaten up by the Cracker Clan and the Gates of Agony and Ricochet and all the Dark Order. And no one would give a shit about the Young Bucks trying to get revenge because their father got hurt. No one would care about that. No one. It's just to go off of TV, actually be a real EVP behind the scenes, do what you got to do when you're EVP behind the scenes.
They shouldn't be anywhere near any kind of creative or EVP position. They have no business. They don't know how to get this product over. Hello, 588,000 people tuned in after the biggest show of your year. And by the way, there was no competition last night. There was nothing for you to go up against. The All-Star game went up against NXT, which was a hell of an All-Star game. If you watched it, you know. I'm not going to drag into that, but that was a hell of a baseball game. And it went into what is there now their All-Star overtime. So it was drama everywhere. And they're bragging that they beat them by 2,000 people. Shut up. You're so out of touch right now with what wrestling fans want. And no, we don't want horrible storylines in the WWE either. And we don't want to see the same.
No, we don't.
Each other. We want a 4-month angle and move the fuck along.
Right. He can't even give you a 4-month angle in AEW outside of the Death Riders. That's it. And that's just it was a slow burn torture is what the Death Riders angle was. They did 588,000. Meltzer said they were number one on cable.
Yeah, no, they weren't.
They weren't.
No, they weren't.
Number one on cable looks like it was Jesse Waters' prime time. Fox News Channel.
Here's what he always doesn't put in there. He doesn't give it the caveat. In this specific demographic, they were number one. That's what he always leaves out. He wants you to think it was the number one show that everybody was watching that night. It's not. It was the number one show in a certain demographic. There were 2 million people watching the news last night. You heard me right, over 2 million.
Almost 3 on Fox.
Yeah, it's like 2.6 or 2.8.
It's 2.964 watts. Jesse Waters prime time. Hannity was 2.49. American Pickers was 594,000 people watched American Pickers on the History Channel at 9 o'clock last night. Discovery Channel, 915,000 people watched Expedition Unknown on the Discovery Channel. Even CNN pulled in more viewers at 9 o'clock and at 8 o'clock than AEW Dynamite.
So Dave likes to put those caveats out there. They were number one in cable. You don't know what you're talking about. No, Dave, they were number one in a certain demographic that you're pulling. That's what they were number one in.
AEW did 588,000.15 last night, and that was first place on cable. The number doesn't include HBO Max. That's what his tweet was today.
Why?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
He can't stop defending AEW because he has anointed that group of wrestlers the next great wrestlers in wrestling, and the mainstay fans aren't buying into it.
No,
we don't want to see this nonsense, Dave.
No, it's awful. You know what you should do? There's so much going on behind the scenes that's bad in AEW. They should just use a reality angle. What if you turned on AEW one night, instead of the usual rah-rah speech, Britt Baker comes to the ring right in the middle of a women's match.
Let me tell you something, Tony.
And Camille comes out with her. And they beat up both girls and throw them out of the ring. And they cut a promo saying, we're tired of being tired of sitting on the bench. We're tired of being hired, used, and abused, and sent home. I don't mind getting paid. I like money, but I like to actually further my career. I actually like to... Hey, Marco Medicoli, love to the family, $4.99. Hey, guys, is All In over yet? Some people say it's still going on in Neckbeard's brains.
Some people say if you listen hard enough, you can hear the Virgin still crying over Adam Page is crying. Bring out the girls, though, and have them throw them out of the ring. Have an NWO type takeover. Do something.
They should do
different.
that. Have Wardlow come out. Have Wardlow come out. Have everybody in the Dark Order come out.
They should have Wardlow come out in his American Gladiator spandex with that fucking boomstick and go off on everybody in the ring.
Go off on everybody. If they were smart, they would do something like this, but they're not smart.
Have Blaze up in the audience with the fucking tennis gun, rat-tat-tat, and everybody in the ring.
You could have Mercedes Moné come out on the stage to challenge Baker. Get yourself a partner. Get yourself a partner, bitch. And have that for the next.
You want to know what's crazy?
What's that?
Conspicuous by her absence was one Mercedes Moné was not on the show last night at all.
Maybe she's hurt. Maybe she got hurt during that match. They kept it quiet, though.
Her ego's hurt.
Her ego's hurt. Yes.
We got to get back to the show because there's still a lot to go. MVP with the Hurt Syndicate, and MVP says there was nothing to worry about. There's no one here in this company to challenge them. You're all a bunch of soft candy asses. All of you are chumps. MJF said he's glad Page won tonight. So this was clearly a pre-recorded video. Did you catch that when he said it? I'm glad Adam Page won tonight. And he kept going.
Or it was recorded during All In. It was recording backstage, maybe at All In.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't live, is my point. This was recorded previously. He said tonight, which meant it was at All In, obviously.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But he did win tonight, too. In that main event on Dynamite. But go ahead.
Yeah, but this was before he had that match. By the way, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Marco.
It's AEW, pal. It doesn't really mean much. They had a lot
you know
of
what else didn't
gaps.
mean much?
What's that?
The Bucks tag match. I said, this is going to be awful. I have seen this every time. I'm not watching Headgear Boy and a bowling ball versus Jet Speed, Bandito, and Brody King. I'm out, and I'll come back, and I don't give a shit who wins. And I did just that.
I wish Brody King would. I wish Brody King. He's coming to the ring with an Antifa mask on. I wish he would leave the mask on every time he wrestles. Just keep a mask on that face.
I have no need for that guy. By the way,
you know what kills me? Let me ask you this time.
Probably
these young
heart failure.
These young guys, they do a move, right? They do a big move, and they play to the fans. They stop and they pose and doing all this. The heels do that. The heels are supposed to do that, not the baby faces. The baby faces are trying to win the match, and they do their shtick, and they may go, yeah, and then run right back to the ring and take care of business. You got guys posing out there for like a minute. I don't understand it. Kevin Knight flying over top of the top rope.
I do not understand the jet speed shit at all. I do not get Hong Kong Phooey. Nothing about this group is appealing to me. No. This is a bad idea from 1986 in the WWF. It really is. It really is. This would have been a job tag team in that era. They'd have been getting their asses kicked by the Hart Foundation, the British Bulldogs, Demolition. They'd have been getting their asses kicked. That's all they would have been there for. And fast forward 40 years later, and it's a joke that they're allowed to actually be competitive. It's a joke.
It's horrible. It's horrible. They got two guys they hired just to hire them so they don't go to WWE, and they don't know what to do with them. Let's put them together as a tag team.
Hong Kong Fooey, the number one super guy.
The number one soup guy.
The number one super guy.
Super guy. Gotcha.
I tuned back in and Edge comes out, or Cope, and Edge is in the middle of the ring. Did you notice he's no longer wearing the Cope shirt? He's moved on from coping with the Cope.
He's now the legend.
Yeah, legend. Did you see what I did there? Legend.
Well, that's an old shirt. He's had that shirt since he came to the company.
But
I guess he's trying to move them. They probably got
Yeah.
warehouses full of those things they can't sell.
Get your Cope shirts here. 3 for $5. Get your Cope shirts. I got to read these notes because this thing. Edge says he doesn't blame the patriarchy for kicking the shit out of Christian Cage. He gets it. He's been a punk forever and he lost his way. He just hopes he finds himself. He's back for FTR. Then he says he was out for 4 months and Buddy's back. And then Stoke comes out. Notice that he's no longer Stokely. Now it's Stoke. Why are we shortening all these guys' names to worse names? Here comes Stoke. What?
Someone has a nice cocaine and White Claw fueled idea. So he wants to implement that on the TV shows. That's what happens. It will change next week.
We get a STFU chant. Stokely gets called to Oompa Loompa. The crowd chants it. They all go crazy. Edge beats up the bodyguards and he hits Stokely and scene. It was exactly what you thought it was going to be.
The bodyguards are there. They get their ass kicked. Stokely stays in the ring. When it's implied that he's going to get his ass beat, why wouldn't he just get out of the ring?
Get the hell out of town!
Climb out of the ring. Don't cover your face and close your eyes and then back up into the guy who's going to beat your ass and turn around and try to mean mug him. He's going to spear you. And he got speared. I hope he fared better than Charles Robinson.
I don't know what's happened to Edge since he's come to this company. It hasn't been good. I know what's happened. He's broken his leg. He's gotten to do some dumb shit. He comes out and runs and looks at the crowd where nobody's at. He comes and looks at the crowd where they're at while his friend's getting his ass kicked. I don't understand. He's Jeff Hardy-ing the shit out of this right now.
Buddy, it's just an ego trip for him. It's just an ego trip for him. Does he really need the money? Maybe he does. Maybe he does. It's an ego trip. He's massaging his wounded ego because WWE didn't want me. They just wanted me to be a special attraction. I couldn't do all the shit I wanted to do in WWE. Yeah, but Tony lets him, but he can hardly move. He even said in interviews, he wrestles a match. He's got to take a week off because he can hardly move when he gets up in the morning. Right. And that's no exaggeration, folks. That's right from Adam Copeland's mouth.
And then it goes with the Briscoe moment, who calls MJF a bitch and says he wants to have another match. So I guess they're going to face each other again at the All Out because they just had All In. So I thought we'd be moving past that. We're clearly not. Then it happens. We get the $100,000 women's match bottles. Somebody's going to win $100,000 between Willow Nightingale, Abdullah Oblongata, Chris Statlander, or Tickle.
The Tickler?
The Tickler, the mass Tickler.
My money was on the Tickler, but
so was mine. We get an Assmaster 3000 from Abdullah. We get lots of action. Willow needs to stop the drop down backbreaker or she's going to mess up her back. Do you remember when Bam Bam Bigelow used to do that? Did he complain years later that completely shot my knees and my back because I was a heavy guy and I'm dropping an additional amount of weight on it? She's got to stop that move. It is not good for you, honey.
Right. Not to mention, Don, the propensity for uncontrolled urination right there in the ring.
There is.
She's famous for that. She is famous for that.
If you don't know, and you're tuning in for the first time, you should like and subscribe. Number one, the super chat's open. But we call her the Mad Pisser for a reason. And it's hard to find them now. But there was a time when she wasn't in the best of shape. Let's just say that much, right? She's in much, much better shape now than she was when she first started in AEW. We can agree on that, yes? We can agree with that, yes?
You're stretching it, but yeah, go ahead. I'm running with you, pal. Go ahead.
Well, I've got scissors, so watch out, kindergarten. When she would go to pick up a girl, and the girl was a little bit heavier, like a Chris Statlander, there'd be a little trickle, little star coming out of her into the middle of the ring.
And that was said in interviews with Sky Blue, Statlander. What happens in women's matches, hard on the women, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's okay. Every once in a while, somebody urinates in the ring. Somebody pees in the ring. Well, who does that? Who's famous for that? Well, Willow is. She's christened the ring 4 or 5 times.
That was strangely arousing.
What the fuck? Anyway, this match goes on. Tickle does her hanging spider lady gimmick. Sky Blue comes down, and then Julia Hart spits in Abdullah's face, which I thought was very racist, and Tickle wins.
Have you noticed that they've wrestled a couple of times now? Medulla Oblongata and the Tickler. And when the ref is counting 3, Medulla Oblongata raises one of her shoulders up just to shit on Tickler. And she did it again last night.
What are you going to do, pal?
Aubrey Edwards should have picked that up right away. A crack referee like Aubrey Edwards. I wish I had a horse whinnying sound effect.
That'd be pretty good, actually. We got to find it. That's okay. Then we get Toni Storm promo. She does her...
I thought it was great.
It was fine. It was nothing. But then Athena interrupts in what was clearly a pre-recorded segment.
Yes.
Right? There was no interaction.
They were a little late hitting the button for that, Don.
Yes, they were, because you could tell Tony was like, hello, bitches. This is the cue. What are you doing back there, Tony? And somebody hit the button.
And I would say Billy Starks, Athena's aide, her girlfriend, her buddy, Billy Starks.
Right.
She doesn't look like a hobo. She actually had on a proper outfit. She didn't look like she just walked in off of, outside of the Dollar General, begging for spare change like she usually does.
Athena's promo was good, though, I thought. So
I thought it was good, too. I like to see that match.
You're gonna.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna.
Absolutely.
We're gonna live stream that 6-hour marathon that they're doing next month. Easy, cowboy. He's up last. The patriarchy is up next, who is now the matriarchy, and Baba Wayne has her cans out for everybody to see. Son!
Look at these. Look at these, everybody. Swipe a credit card right down here.
Dude, I looked over at my wife, and I said, honey, can you look at the TV? And she said, oh, yeah. She's showing them things off. So what do you mean? She said, she's wearing a long sleeve shirt, but the only spot that's open on that entire shirt, because it was enclosed all around it, was right here. The only spot that was open. She wanted everybody and their mother to check that out last night.
Yeah. Hey, look at these. I got a boob window open.
It's a peeping Tom window.
Hey, now.
Yes, sir.
So that was kind of like, oh shit, okay. We'll see where this goes. Nick Wayne is not ready for prime time. I keep saying this, and he proved it again. His mother is more ready for prime time and what she did than what he did. I'm being dead ass serious. That woman is ready for the big time. Nick Wayne is still in the kiddie pool, shadow dipping. I'm sorry, it was bad, Bottles. It was awful what he said. That promo's fucking dead. His mom's got her boobs out on the screen.
He was not as bad as he's been in the past, but it still wasn't good. It still wasn't good.
All this thing was missing was Peter North. It would have completed the whole thing. Moving on, Mr. Don Callis talks about Okada. Then he brings them out, and he has on the unified... the unified championship.
Loved it. Thought it was great.
Has the other 2 belts. What the fuck are we doing, man? Why are all these belts out? I thought this was supposed to unify all this shit.
He's the Asian Mercedes Moné.
I have no idea what's happening right now. That belt was supposed to be unified. It was supposed to be gone. Now I've got 3 other. I don't understand this company's belt mindset sometimes.
We talked about it last week. I told you they're still going to have the other 2 belts. It's a unified belt, and they're still going to have the other 2 belts, which makes no sense whatsoever. But then again, does anything they do make sense most of the time? No.
This is just one of those next level, are you shitting me moments, though, I'm
Callis
sorry.
has got to say every time he shows up at the arena, what do you want me to try to get over now? What do you want me to concentrate on now?
Oh, you got a brand new belt, yeah.
You're wearing me out, Tony. You're wearing me out.
I'm sorry. It's so bad.
It's awful. Even Don Callis, who's a great promo and just you want to see him get his ass kicked. Conan! You want to see him get his ass beat every time you see him. And he's doing whatever he can. He's doing the Lord's work trying to get these guys over. But Okada, did he look like he cared?
He hasn't looked like he cared since he got there, bitch.
Right. I don't even know who he was wrestling. Who was he wrestling?
No, that's what I put down is that he's wrestling a no name, but thank God he beat him in like a minute and a half. It didn't go long. It was supposed to be a squash match, which is what Kyle Fletcher should have done with
That's what these matches should be.
Earlier.
That's what these matches should be. They should be squash matches. If you're wrestling some guy no one's seen
or heard of, just let it be a squash. It's not Bill Maskras, for God's sakes.
Not Bill Maskras. No yob. No yob.
Oh, he calls out Swerve Strickland.
God. He calls out Swerve Strickland. Yes. And then
like and subscribe, hit the notifications button. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate your support greatly. And then out comes Swerve Strickland's man.
Prince
Nana. They're doing Prince Nana, and they're doing the dance. And they come down to the ring. And this thing was over before it started. 30 seconds and it was done.
They just looked at one.
It was done.
It was done.
Yeah.
What's
and
the point?
Swerve said, "I'm coming for you, bitch," and left. That was it.
Yeah. He could have done that right at the top on the stage. Did you notice what they did with the stage this week? They put the hard cam over by the stage.
Oh, I didn't notice that, actually.
Yes, the hard cam was over by the stage.
Oh.
That's what they did because
I did. You know what? Did you notice what they did this week?
What's that?
They didn't have any fucking fans.
They had 1,142, Don. That's what they had allegedly over there.
And we covered, by the way, Darby Allin did show up at the main event. And they just showed him up in the rafters. He is now the new Sting. He is the new Sting of AEW. He's literally stealing his gimmick from 1997. He's stealing Sting's gimmick, man.
He's the 135-pound Sting. Which, if you see Sting lately, he's not that far off from that. I'm glad he didn't come back for All In.
He's also an old man.
Yeah.
They've got Collision on tonight, and I can't imagine what this number is going to be if Dynamite was that bad. And it's bad. That's a bad damn number.
I'd love to see the Axis TV numbers versus the TNT numbers for Collision. I'd love to see that because TNA versus Collision on a Thursday night. I've never compared the two before. But they can't. Axis TV doesn't even get 588,000 viewers for a single program.
They can't. Yeah.
They can't. They can't. And they're not in every house. So that'd be amazing.
You made it sound like a crime. They're not in every house yet. But they're coming.
They're coming.
They're gonna break in your door and make you watch this shit.
Make sure your gate's locked.
And Meltzer, by the way, I just want to come back to this real quick. Dave has lost his mind this week.
Has he ever had it?
He used to be a good dude. To quote Princess Leia from Star Wars Episode 4, Darby's a little short for stormtrooper. Mark K, thank you for the 5 spot. We appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
For Stormtrooper. I don't understand what this company's doing right now. I'm going to say this. All In for their big show, Mania this year, we both agreed was not their best performance. It wasn't their worst, but it damn sure wasn't even close to being one of their best. Mania, for the most part, was about mid. There were some aspects I liked. Most of it, though, I thought was average. This show that they put on this past Saturday, whether you like it or not, the last 3 matches were the only, and by the way, I take that back. The last 2 matches were the only matches worth watching on this show because Okada and Omega. Yeah. It was what I thought it was going to be. 2 old war horses that got nothing left and are trying to not hurt each other.
Yeah.
It's what I thought it would be. And the women stole the women, I'm going to say it again. The women stole the weekend. They stole the whole weekend from all the men, which is why they got such a big push going into Monday Night SmackDown. They carried the momentum in. I don't fault them. Good for them. Understand what's happening and ride that shit. Come on, ride this train. Come ride it. I don't know where we're going with AEW, and I don't particularly care at this point in time. I was told everything was fixed, and it's not.
They're back. They're back.
They're back to sucking hind teeth. It's the
fuck they're doing.
Exactly.
They're just.
Thank you very much, Mark. We appreciate your.
They dropped. Tony Storm kept her belt. Good move. Paige
won
the belt.
Disagree. I
Paige
disagree
won the
highly.
belt. Paige won the belt.
Good move
from Moxley. It should have been over and done. Moxley should have been taken off TV.
Moving on.
That whole faction should have just been broken up. Moving on, moving forward, and let it all go. And then maybe rehash it when he comes back in 6 months.
Maybe.
But he won't go away. He's like a case of the clap that just won't go away. The clap, kids, if you're listening to this while you're sitting in your basement.
No, we're not going down. We're not going down this. We're not going down this. Look
when
it
you
up.
meet a girl
Go to your
and
Google
she's a dirty
machines.
girl.
No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
catch
Is not
something.
STD moment with Uncle Johnny Bottles. This isn't happening. Talk to your parents, not us.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
You should.
Who, me?
Yes, you. I don't know where you go if you're AEW. Raw, I want to see SmackDown tomorrow. I want to see them amp this thing up. I want to see them head in the direction. I want WWE steamrolling into SummerSlam like a drunken hobo, just running running straight at it. Come at that wall hard as you can and hit it with everything you got because you owe me something after WrestleMania. You owe me something after disappointing with the Cena run for the most part. Only lately the Cena run has gotten better again.
It's still
Stop
bad,
disappointing me. It's been better lately.
Bad.
You've got to admit it's been better lately.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the Cena run. People say he's going to turn face at the end of all this. Redeem himself.
When you see a cloud that you do like in your front yard and you don't yell at it, let me know.
Thanks.
God damn you, cloud. It's another one, you son of a bitch. I'm confused so much right now on
about what?
On where WWE is going to go because they've got their stars leaving. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are gone in a couple of weeks. Like, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns have both been cast to be in this big Street Fighter movie.
Yes.
They have major parts. They're not going to be gone for like a week or two. They're going to be gone for months to shoot this shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 months.
Absolutely. Have you heard about Braun Strowman?
Oh,
There's a Hollywood producer. There's a Hollywood producer that wants to sign Strowman to his own action star franchise. Have you heard this? They're talking about a 3-picture deal featuring Braun Strowman. He's impressed so many people in Hollywood. He's got this food show that he's going to be doing a food show, sir, a food show on the USA Network.
Welcome to Braun Strowman's dojo. I'm your host, Sensei Braun.
I'm eating marshmallows and brisket right now.
I'm going to introduce my first opponent, Sakanora Suzuki. Let's go, brother. I would pay money to see Braun Strowman host a jiu-jitsu class.
I'd pay money to see Moxley host it and get his ass
Holy
kicked
shit.
every time. But it's supposed to be some kind of like competitive eating type show that Strowman's going to be the host of for USA
All right.
Network. Before they let him go, he was signed to that.
All right, well, good for him. I hope he does well in his future endeavors.
Yes. He's a guy who should be in Street Fighter. What's that guy, Zangief?
Oh God,
big
yeah,
Russian-
that big
with
the
the beard.
big Russian guy. Yeah,
Yes,
that'd be
yes.
perfect for him.
That would be Strowman. Perfect, yes.
Even in the video game, that guy couldn't move.
Right.
He just walked.
It's just, right.
He just sort of sauntered over to you.
He
I
was
want to
just a
thank
huge
everybody.
torso.
What?
He was a huge torso.
I want to
No
thank
legs.
everybody for watching. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support. We'll be back soon. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay safe. I know one guy that I would have liked to have had comment on All In.
Comment? Be like at the desk?
Anything.
Oh, I got the guy right here.
Piss in the ass! Piss coming from my ass!
Was that the guy?
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.